One day, a tall and thin young man was walking on Kuprianova Island. He was a gold prospector, and as he crept into the depths, he saw a big wolf in the distance. Naturally, the man was frightened, but then he noticed that the predator had caught his paw in a trap. The prospector approached and noticed that the wolf could not move, so the predator and the man looked at each other. Looking closer, the young man realized that it was a nursing mother, which meant that the wolves were not far away, and he did not think long. He still considered the possibility that she might attack, but he could not leave her and the puppies to certain death. And then he started to look for the wolves, because there were tracks nearby, and after walking a few meters he actually saw a den. 4 puppies were sitting there, whimpering with hunger. When he returned to the wolf, he saw that she had smelled the cubs and began to howl. The man thoughtfully put the cubs in his pouch and pulled them out in front of their mother. The cubs crawled closer to her and began to eat greedily. The wolf was in pain in the snare, but when the young man tried to approach, she growled. The animal was bruised and exhausted. Then the man took out of his pocket his only food supply, stew, and gave it to the she-wolf. The wolf ate without looking at the man, and he tried to gain her trust and free his paw. He set up a tent for the night next to her and watched. The wolf pups immediately attached themselves to him, jumping and licking his face. 2 days passed, the man returned with food, he talked to the wolf and gave her food, but she just watched him carefully. Once he dared to pet her and was very pleased when she wagged her tail, but even then he did not act harshly. He fed the she-wolf in front of her mother and began to gently stroke her paw in the snare. The she-wolf did not growl this time, and he abruptly loosened the snare. The wolf abruptly stood up and walked, limping, back to the pack. 5 years later, the man was back on the same island, and remembering his earlier adventures, he went to the same place and heard a howl and the silhouette of a wolf in the distance. It was the same she-wolf, and she recognized him, and beside him were 4 adult wolves, the very same pups. They stood looking at each other for a few minutes, and then the she-wolf left. They never saw each other again.